So, what's up, guys? I think we are now connected to everything that we should be. Oh, not quite yet. Hold on here. We're almost connected. There we go. There we go. Now we're connected. We're connected on all the platforms. You kind of got to wait at the beginning of that. So, guess what, you guys? It's now Soccer Friday. Pretty soon, there won't be, well, there's just going to be football, really, for a couple of months. And that also includes soccer. And so we're going to try to pick up the slack with a bit of soccer picks. And who better to ask than our resident expert, Mr. AM Plus Money from odds.com. How's it going, AM?
I'm doing great. How are you today, Nick?
Not bad, not bad. So we're going to give the people what they want. We're going to give them picks because that's what everybody wants the most, more than anything else. And so you're here to give some picks. I'm just trying to get my chat board open here so that I can see what's going on. So yeah, where are we starting? Where are we going? What are we doing?
Yeah, so just a little introduction. Welcome, everybody, to the Insiders Room weekly soccer show starring your hosts, Nick Parsons, the lovely captain of our Discord, the Insiders Room, and yours truly, AM Plus Money. So the whole goal of this show is, as Nick said, American sports are going to be winding down soon. We got playoffs in NHL and NBA. We're just going to have football for a few months. So soccer is a sport that it's going to keep on going. And it actually just started the new season. So while American sports are winding down, we're going to be providing you guys with lots of soccer content. That's the goal. And it's good because soccer is one of those sports that not a lot of the big companies really provide picks for. So we're going to be filling in that void as well. So it's going to be nice. But yeah, we're the goal every week is to have a show on Friday. I still haven't set a time yet. This is just a little test run. But just to break it down for you guys, we're going to be covering all the major leagues, the English Premier League, the French Ligue 1, the German Bundesliga, and the Spanish La Liga. We're going to cover every single game normally on the show. And whether I have a play on it or not, I'll throw out a lean, maybe why I don't like a certain team in a situation, but we're going to cover every single game in those major leagues, and then a few select plays I have in some of the smaller, obscure leagues like Belgium and Turkey. I love to bet on those small leagues. So yeah, but today I only have the 8 plays. So this idea kind of sparked midweek, so didn't have a lot of time to prepare as well as I wanted to for the show. But next week we're going to be covering every game. It's just the 8 we're going to be covering today.
Awesome intro, way better than mine. You've dialed it in. You got everyone focused. You got the show focused on what we're doing there. So where do you want to start?
Yeah, so we'll start in a league that everybody loves, the English Premier League. Probably the most popular out of all the major 5 leagues. So I'm going to be giving out 3 plays in the Premier League. Before I start, was there any games that you wanted to cover in this league, or not looking at anything too particular?
Well, just a couple of observations, at least, that I thought in the early going. They've only played the 2 games. And so one game that stood out, or a couple of teams that stood out to me in the early going, and one was Crystal Palace, who is 2-0. In the early going, and they won at Old Trafford of all places last weekend, and so they're facing they're up against one of your favorite teams there, right? Everton.
Yes, and I actually do have a play on that game, so I'm excited to talk about that one. As you said, Crystal Palace 2-0 start. They're sure killing it so far, but so is Everton 2-0 as well.
Yeah. So what's your take on that one? And so, yeah, I mean, that really surprised me about Crystal there. I mean, they were going to do better than they were last year, but yeah.
Yeah, and I'm surprised because I was looking at the Crystal Palace, and, they didn't make too many earth-shattering moves in the transfer window. They kind of have the same core guys in the team, but Everton, they made a lot of the key moves. They picked up James Rodriguez from Real Madrid. he's inserted into the lineup. He's expected to play this weekend, but even if he doesn't, they have some good bench guys. They picked up some key players on defense. I think this is a strong Everton team. I know Crystal Palace is off to their hot start. They're coming off a huge high with that win in Old Trafford. But still, I got to say, Crystal Palace, I think they're going to come back down to earth. And I think it's going to be in this game, even though Everton is on the road. I think Carlos Ancelotti's got them in a direction right now. We saw it last year when he took over the team. Everton's been trending upwards. They made a lot of key moves in that transfer window. I think Everton's going to be a big force in the Premier League this year. I think they have Europa goals in mind. This is a Europa destined team for sure. I think they have the players. I think they have the coaching staff. So actually my first play that I'll be giving out is going to be Everton on the money line at plus 110.
Wow. And so that's in regulation time. That's a pretty standard bet that everyone can make at whatever book they're at. And Everton, yeah, plus 110 in regulation. Got to say I like it. I definitely like that. I've only made the one wager at Picks and Parlays because they've recently included the EPL in that. And so in the week one, I had Newcastle United in their upset of West Ham.
Yeah, and, you nailed that.
Yeah, that was, anyways, I did a bunch of research on that and asked a few people in the Discord and different people and stuff. And so, yeah, that was a great play. And so, no, but I am planning also on playing this weekend. But there is games in the Premier League on Saturday and Sunday. Was there any of the other Premier League games that you were interested in?
Yeah, so the next game we're going to go over to is, speaking of Old Trafford, we're going to be looking at the Brighton and Manchester United game. Now, this one's not in Old Trafford, but Brighton, they've had an okay start. They're 1-0-1 right now, so they're doing pretty good, but definitely not. They didn't start 0-2, so that's good because Brighton is a team where if things don't fall the right way for them, they could easily find themselves in relegation. They're a lower half of the table kind of team. And Man United, as we know, made a strong push at the end of last year and somehow got themselves back into Champions League, just beating out Leicester. And literally they needed that last game to get into that Champions League spot. So this is a team that didn't make too many moves in the transfer window. They kind of have the same guys, but I think Man United, they got to come out strong here. They lost, as you said, as we mentioned before, they lost their home opener to Crystal Palace 3-1. Yeah. And that is just an absolute embarrassment, especially on their home turf. They cannot let that happen. Now, most of the teams, have played 2 games already, but Man United they're a game behind. They've only played the one. So I expect after getting embarrassed in their first game of the season at home, they need to come out on the road here and make a statement. So the line's a little steep, but I'm going to be on Man United minus 138. I'm going to pay the price for that because I think that they have to win in this spot. They have a 5-2 all-time record against Brighton, 5 wins, 2 losses, and they've won the last 3 straight against them. I don't expect a loss or a draw for Manchester United here. And considering you're getting them at a cheaper price, you don't usually find them at minus 138 too much. I'm going to pay for it.
So it's all man on deck for this one for Man U. That's a 7:30 a.m. Eastern start, so that's an early one, and currently that's at minus 138. You anticipate that line will go up? You think closer to kickoff?
Yeah, I could see it getting to minus 150, maybe even minus 163. So,
right.
Yeah.
Well, there's also the Chelsea and West Brom and Southampton and Burnley or there's also that we could move on to the Sunday.
Yeah, so no more games on the Saturday. I only have the one more play, and I believe it's on the Sunday.
Okay.
Actually, it might be on the Monday.
All right. Well, there's 4 games on Sunday: Wolverhampton and West Ham, Newcastle and Tottenham, Leicester and Manchester City, Leeds and Sheffield.
Yeah, so it's a Monday game. Where I got no plays on the Sunday games. Didn't really see anything that popped off at me.
Yep.
So we're going to go over to the Liverpool and Arsenal match.
All right. I see
Now,
that. That's on Monday. Liverpool
yes,
is a minus roughly 200 favorite in regulation.
yes. So both teams have made some pretty good transfers. You saw Liverpool picked up Thiago from Bayern, and he's made a pretty good impact in their D already. And you got Arsenal picking up Willian from Chelsea. He's been playing all right. So I think he's a good boost to Arsenal. Arsenal had a problem, I find, with scoring last year. They could definitely use a little more firepower on that end. And I think I didn't like the way Liverpool started. They underestimated Leeds in their first game, slipped away with a 4-3 win there, but they still allowed 3 goals to a team that was in the English Championship last year.
Hmm.
Uh, they kind of righted the ship in their second game, but Arsenal is a weird team that has played Liverpool very well as of late. We saw Arsenal just beat Liverpool right before the season started in the Community Shield. It was a 1-1 draw, but Arsenal won that in penalties. They
Hmm.
also won their last Premier League match near the end of last season against Liverpool 2-1 in a game where they got dominated, but still found a way to win that game. And in a match right before that one, well, not right before, but the last match before that win by Arsenal,
Hmm.
they had a 4-1 lead on Liverpool at one point in the cup, and
Wow.
they blew that lead and lost 5-4. I think it was in penalties, or it was extra time, but they play Liverpool very strong.
Right.
Now, considering Arsenal's going to be on the road in this match, I wouldn't trust them to win the game. I think they can come out of it with a draw. It would not shock me if Liverpool drops some early points here to Arsenal.
Hmm.
But the play I'm going to be on is both teams to score. It's a little steep at minus 150, but the last 7 matches between these two squads in a row have gone both teams scoring. So, and they're
That
usually
sounds
high
money.
scoring matches. 2 out of those 7 were 1-1. All the other ones were like 3-2, 5-4, 4-3. They're crazy high scoring matches. So I'm going to be on both teams to score. If you like Liverpool, you know Liverpool is going to score. I think Arsenal is good enough to get one. They've really put up a challenge in their last 3 matches for Liverpool. So I find it hard to believe that Liverpool just shuts them out now. And yeah, if you don't like the price on the both teams to score, you can take Liverpool to win with both teams to score. You could take both teams to score with the over 2.5. But I think both teams to score
Right.
is the most solid play in this game by far.
And what was the price on that again?
Minus 150.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's solid. Absolutely.
Yeah, actually, not only
A
have the
really good
last
breakdown
7,
of that
yeah, not
game.
not only have the last 7 straight gone both teams to score, but 10 of the last 11 between the two of both teams have
Wow.
scored. So yeah,
7
just the
straight, 10
one
of the
game.
last 11. I think that's a solid wager.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I will pay the minus 150 for both teams to
Okay.
score. I think they can both get it.
So maybe you could post everything at the end in the Discord or whatever.
Yes, I will be posting the plays on my Twitter and in the Discord for sure for everybody. I know it's
Perfect.
hard to keep up, especially when we're bouncing around from league to league. A lot of the
Right.
people might want to bet soccer and don't even know what the teams are though,
Yes.
because I don't always look at the stronger teams. Sometimes I'll try to find value on maybe 2 weaker teams.
Right.
Yeah. So
So
speaking
where
of so,
and speaking of bouncing to leagues, which one are we bouncing to now?
yeah, so we're going to be heading over to Spain now, and we're going to cover
Okay.
La Liga. I have 3 plays in the Spanish league for today.
Okay. For
Well,
tomorrow. This
for
weekend.
Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, this weekend.
Okay.
So, first game we're going to be covering is Valencia and Huesca, I think
Uh-huh.
is how that
So
you pronounce
Valencia is
that.
plus 105 on the money line,
Yes.
approximately.
So,
Yeah.
Valencia kind of had their team stripped apart in the offseason. They lost some very good players like Ferran Torres and Rodrigo. So definitely not the strong Champions League team we saw last year. They didn't really make the Champions League again, but they were in Champions League in the last season, and they did perform quite well. They just got outscored in a very high-scoring game by Atalanta, who is a very solid club over in Italy. But so that being said, Valencia is a very good home team. They hosted one of the best home records in the Spanish league last year. They've won their last 3 straight at home. And now they're going up against a Huesca team, which hasn't started the season awful. But at the same time, this was a team that was in Liga 2 last year for a reason. And Huesca's only win, they have a win this year, but it was against Cadiz, which was a fellow Liga 2 team from last year. Both these teams got promoted in the offseason. So getting a win over a team that you've been playing for the last couple of years in the B League doesn't really impress me. Now you're coming up to the big times, and you got a game against a Valencia team that, even though their lineup's not as strong as it has been in the past, they are a very good home team, and I expect them to defend their home turf well. They've played one home game this year against Levante, and they won that one 4-2. So they know how to score on their home pitch, and they know how to win games and keep leads. So my play is going to be on Valencia at the plus money, plus 105. So, yeah, I think Valencia, they're the better team by far, even though they're not as strong. And also at home, I think it's just going to be too much for this Huesca team to overcome.
Nice. Another great breakdown there. So are you going to touch the Real Madrid game?
Oh, yes. So that's the one we're going to next.
Okay.
Real Betis and Real Madrid.
Yes, sir.
So this Betis team having a very good start to the season. They've started the season 2-0, but both their wins do not impress me one bit. They beat Valladolid, which, okay, maybe middle of the pack team, but still lower half of the table. That they are not going to be finishing in a competitive spot, that's for sure. You will see them hovering anywhere from the 8th to the 12th spot all season.
Right.
Now, their other win was over CD Alaves. And CD Alaves is just bad. There's no other way to say it. I don't know how this team managed to escape the relegation last year, but they should be in the Liga 2 right now. This is just not a good team.
Wow.
They don't score goals when they lose. Even when they lose close games, 1-0, 2-0. They struggle to score goals, and that's going to be a problem. They struggle to score goals, and like going up against the Betis. Betis is a good team, but they're going to feed on that if you can't score goals. Betis knows how to score goals. Now, Real Madrid, again, they're a game behind everybody else. They've only played the one on the season. It was in Real Sociedad, and they drew 0-0.
Right.
Now, I watched that game, and Real Madrid could have easily won that game 3-0. They had over 65% possession of the ball the entire game. They outshot Sociedad very heavily. I am shocked that ended in a goalless game. So, considering I'm getting a very cheap price on the defending champions of the title in the Spanish league, not to mention that Real Madrid last year was the best road team in Spain. They had a record of 11-5-3. Not only did they lead the league in road wins, but they were the only Spanish team that had a positive win to non-win ratio. So when you combine the draw and the loss, they finished 11-8 on the road. The next closest team was 9-10, being Sevilla. Still good, but Spanish teams tend to falter on the road a bit. And considering I'm getting the best team in Spain with the best road record, and they're coming off a goalless game where they should have won easily they could have scored like 3 goals at any point. I think that you got to take Real Madrid at minus 125. This is a team, once they start to get rolling, you're not going to get that price on them anymore for the rest of the season. It's going to be minus 225 plus.
Wow. That's another solid breakdown of the Spanish Premier League. So where are you going to stay on the same day there, or?
Yeah. I believe this one's on the Sunday.
Okay.
We're going to Cadiz and Sevilla.
Okay.
Last play in the Spanish league.
Okay. And Sevilla, I'm guessing at minus 127, you could possibly be looking at this, unless this is another BTTS play here.
So I'm definitely looking at the Sevilla minus 127.
Right.
And I'm going to break it down why. So Cadiz has one win on the season.
Right.
And it was to another Liga 2 team. So now you're coming up to the big leagues. I know you have a home game against the Sevilla team, but Sevilla, as I mentioned when I was breaking down Real Madrid, they had the second best road record last year in Spain. It was 9-10 win to non-win. I'm pretty sure it was 9-5-5 though, their actual win-draw-loss record. So Sevilla is a team that they were pretty reliable on the road for me last year.
Right.
And Sevilla just came off a game in the Super Cup to Bayern Munich where they took an early 1-goal lead and they let Bayern tie it 30 minutes later or so. But they held Bayern to that 1-1 draw for that whole 90 minutes. Bayern Munich won the game, but it took extra time. Bayern had to score in the 104th minute to win that game 2-1.
Right.
And Bayern Munich is the best team by far in Europe right now. There is no doubt about it. They just won the Champions League, and now they've won the Super Cup. So considering Sevilla just got warmed up against a very good team like that, and they went toe-to-toe with them. They had the lead. They let the lead slip away, but we're talking about a team that smacked Barcelona 8-1. And that was like a full strength Barcelona, not the stripped down version we're getting this season.
Right.
So I gotta take Sevilla on the road here. They that was a very heartful game they played, and now they're going up against a team that was in Liga 2 last year, and the level of competition, you go from playing the best team in Europe to now a team that wasn't even in your league last year, and you got to think that they got to be able to dominate this game completely. Now, they were dominated in the game with Bayern, but they still held strong and played very good defensively. So I expect a good defensive effort here from Sevilla and probably a solid 2 or 3-0 win from them. I think they're going to be able to score easily on this Cadiz team. And Sevilla also all time against Cadiz has 4 wins and 1 draw. They've never lost a game. So I feel pretty good about taking Sevilla on the road here. Welcome to La Liga, Cadiz. Taking on the Europa champions.
So let's break down your Spanish Premier League picks then as well, just to go over the 3 that you gave. So we started off with...
Yeah, so for the Spanish, we started off with Valencia.
Valencia, okay.
Money line at plus 100.
Okay.
We are going to be on Real Madrid money line at minus 125.
Yep. And then on Sunday,
Sevilla.
Right.
Yeah, minus 127.
Cool, man.
And then we'll do a Premier League. So the Premier League plays was Manchester United minus 138.
Okay.
Everton plus 110.
Okay.
And the both teams to score in the Liverpool Arsenal match, -150.
We have already gone through 6 of your 8 picks here from these two major leagues. I mean, these are the 2 of the most popular leagues out there, obviously.
Yes.
So what part of the world, what part of Europe are we headed to next?
So we're going to be going to France next. And my
Okay.
last 2 plays come from the French league. I was looking at the German league, and I apologize, I don't have any plays on it. I did not like many of the games. Same with the Italian league. Not really. Those leagues are a little less into the season, and I don't like to bet heavy on the first 2 games or so of this season. I like to wait till the 3rd or 4th because there's a little more data to work off, because it's easy to say, it's easy to look at the teams and say, okay, well, they performed very well last year. And then you look at the moves made in the transfer and say, okay, well, this team's going to be worse because of these moves, or this team will be a lot better because of these moves. And then considering the short off season, you think, okay, well, if the team was good and they picked up good players, they should be even better and they shouldn't be rusty because the season just ended a month ago. But sometimes that having that 1 month break, it messes a lot of teams up. And I've seen it, and I'm seeing it in Turkey right now with the team that won the title last year, Istanbul Basaksehir. They just lost again today to start the season 0-3. And yeah, even if you could pick up every best player in the world. If they don't mesh well chemistry-wise, then you're not going to get a good result on the field. So it's always nice just to see how the players are going to mesh before you start just saying, oh, okay, they picked up this player. You got to be on this team. This guy's going to revolutionize their defense. You never know. Maybe he doesn't play well with his defending partner. So that's why I just don't have a play on the German and the Italian league. But we're going to go to the French league now, where I've started 4-1 on the season, including a nice Lille money line I gave out today where they won 2-0 against Nantes.
Nice work.
So we're going to just keep the fortunes going there. France is one of the leagues I'm very strong in. Probably one of my biggest strengths is the French league.
Interesting.
So we're going to be starting with Saint Etienne and Rennes. Now, both these teams, Rennes.
Is it Rennes? Is it pronounced Rennes?
Well, it's I don't know. It's
I guess
Rennes,
it probably
and
is
then
Rennes. It is
but
probably
the full team is Stade Rennais.
Okay.
That's the name of the full team. So it's spelled a little different when you put the Stade in there. So my French teams are odd. Anyway, so yeah, we're going to go to Saint Etienne and Rennes. Both these teams have started with 3 wins and a loss on the season. Very good records. Now, I look at the lineups, and these 2 teams are quite evenly matched, I would say. Saint Etienne did not have a good year last year, but it wasn't one of those teams where even when they were at the bottom of the table, you could never just look at them and say, oh, okay, they're bad, just bet against, even though they're having a bad year. They have the talent on their team. And they did making a quite nice run to get out of the relegation zone last year before they just cut the season. See, with France, what they did was they cut the season halfway through. They never ended up finishing it. So they kind of saved themselves a bit.
Interesting.
But
I didn't know that.
Yes. So France, that's why it was a little unfair, because if you still had like 10 or so games left and then you were trapped in the relegation spot, you got relegated, even though you had a chance to make it out.
Right.
But these 2 teams, I would say, are pretty evenly matched. Rennes does have the better squad. They definitely have a better offense than Saint Etienne. But on the road here, I think Saint Etienne is going to give them trouble. I think that Saint Etienne is not a push-over team. And looking at the series history between these 2, Rennes has tended to dominate, but the last 6 straight games in Saint Etienne have drawn.
Really?
So, yes. So, this is not, even though Rennes gets the better of Saint Etienne, I think they have 4 wins over the span of their last 12 games or so against each other. and Saint Etienne only has the one, but the rest are draws. And when Rennes wins, it's usually at home. The last time I think Rennes won a game actually, I think the last time a game just by either team was won in Saint Etienne, I think it was back in 2012.
Wow.
So, yeah, quite a bit. Almost a whole decade has gone by since Rennes has actually won a game in Saint Etienne. And considering the teams are pretty evenly matched, I can't really see either side coming out on top on this game. So this is going to be our first go for it play, and we're going to be on the draw at plus
nice,
210.
Man. I like it. It's a war of attrition between these two teams, you reckon?
Yeah.
That was a good breakdown, and that's really good reasoning. I really like that, the way that you reason.
Last 6 straight in Saint Etienne have drawn. Let's make it 7.
Nice, and that's at plus 212 or so, right around there. So we're down to your last pick, sir. Where are we going, Am?
We're going to go over to a different country, still the French League, but we're going to be in Monaco and Strasbourg.
Yes, I see that.
So Monaco's always a fun team to play. Sorry, what were you going to say about Strasbourg?
Just that they're a large dog here, around plus 335.
Yes, they have not had a very good start to the season. They were playing very well last year, but what I found even last year with Strasbourg, they got a heavy majority of their wins at home. They tend to falter a lot on the road. And considering they started the season 1-0-3, 1 win, 3 losses, for the people that don't get the soccer records too well, the draw is in the middle. So 1 win, 3 losses for this Strasbourg team. They're going up against a Monaco team that has 2 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss already. But Monaco has played some pretty quality clubs. They got a loss to Rennes in there.
Right.
But they've played Strasbourg. Their only win on the season is against Dijon. And Dijon is the only 0-4 team in the French league to start the season.
So they're the doormat of the league.
Yes, and Dijon is actually another team where I am so shocked they did not get relegated last year. Had the season finished, this was a team that was ending up in last place for sure.
They're a plus 320 dog to Montpellier.
Yes, and I was actually looking at Montpellier because they are a very good team, and I think they have a chance to maybe make a Europa run this year, but I don't like them on the road. I found them in Strasbourg last year were heavy home team winners.
Right.
You never fade them at home. Now, Montpellier is a better team, and they win more games on the road, but this is a game they should win.
Right.
In Dijon easily, but Dijon, you start the season 0-4. You're going to be hungry for any kind of points here. And what if they squeak out a draw? Okay, you also got Montpellier with the mindset of, we're facing a bunch of cupcakes. They're not going to do anything to us, and you don't want to have that attitude coming into a game. So possibly an upset, but I would not put any money on Dijon as they're so bad. You can't back them. But it wouldn't shock me if Montpellier didn't win the game. So that's why we stayed away from that one. But going back to Strasbourg, Strasbourg, their only win is to Dijon, who we just said was so awful. And Monaco, they got some good pieces that have been there for quite a while. They got Ben Yedder and Fabregas. May not be the best guys on the planet. Fabregas is getting up there in age too, but they're reliable. That's the thing with Monaco. They have reliable pieces.
Daddy, please open my tooth out.
Yeah, so we got reliable pieces with Monaco, and that's the thing with them. They treat their team in the same sense as Manchester City, like a business. So Manchester City and Monaco, they kind of run their teams the same in the sense that Monaco likes to buy and sell players. They find young talent. They'll buy young talent for cheap. They'll farm the young talent any way they can. They train them up for a few years into very solid players back in the day when El Shaarawy was a big force in Italy. Like a lot of these guys, they have just groomed into professional, very good players, and then they turn them around and sell them for like double the price they paid, because Monaco, they're not interested too much in winning the French league. They're more interested in making money as a team. So
really,
yeah. But that being said, they always have solid young talent running through their team. So considering there's something in my throat. Considering that they're going to be at home here, they got reliable players, they got the young talent. They're playing a Strasbourg team that's not very good on the road. I could see Strasbourg even being, they probably won't get relegated this year, but they're going to be on the lower half of the table. I got to be on Monaco minus 125. They're a much better team.
Yep.
And they're going to be on their home field. There should be a lot of big comfort level for them. Taking on a bad road team should be easy Monaco.
Nice. And yeah, I see that even as low as minus 116 at some places. So that's a really solid pick as well, Mr. AM Plus Money. Yeah, I really, really enjoy this segment. I truly do. I promise I'll have a better opener for us next Friday. As you said, we're just getting going on this. But
yeah, just a nice test run here.
Listen, and you hit it dead on, just because the sports are all going to slow down and everyone's going to be into betting soccer again, huge here. And so we're ahead of the curve. You totally nailed it and looked ahead. You looked in your crystal ball and saw that this would be a good thing to do. And so I totally agree. And,
I just thought about it. During the pandemic, people were looking for anything to play. We were resorting to esports because there was nothing else to bet on. So listen, I was one of those people.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, I love it. CSGO. Got into it huge over that pandemic break. So
exciting.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, man. Well, yeah, so you guys look for those picks. You want these picks? We got 8 picks coming right in the Discord right now. And I'll type that in chat so you guys can check that out. And AM, you have a great segment here that you can promote. And I'll make sure that I send you the link to the here. Let's not sign off yet, just because I can send you the link to the YouTube here.
Yeah. And next time, we'll try to have some more guests on, make it a little more fun of a show. Like we'll have. It
would be good to have somebody, if you know somebody, AM, that would like to come on, just so we can have some new faces, etc. If you know any soccer cappers or something, I don't know. We could also have on Rye Cape, but I guess it's not really his thing, soccer. He tails you more. So if you do know any other sharp cappers that would join us, I would love. I mean, for sure, let's have them on, man.
Well, even if any of our lovely 5 insiders want to come join us on, I'm always about that. It's always nice to have a good time. I've also reached out to Al Mack because me and him did the Nicaraguan soccer segment during the pandemic break. So me and him are one and the same. We love looking for those weird, obscure soccer plays. So he told me when he has more time, he would love to come on the show. So we'll do that. Maybe I will reach out to a few other soccer.
We're all going to have more time. We'll have more time. I bet you this will turn into like a two time a week thingy, or 2 times a week. Yeah.
I would be able to do that. We could do like a Tuesday, Friday thing, or maybe a Monday, Wednesday thing. We'll see, because there are Friday and Monday games. It's just we didn't get to cover the Friday games because of the time of the show tonight. Right.
All right, brother. Great stream, great picks, great analysis, man. You kicked it. You kicked butt there. So thanks, man.
Hey. Always great to be here. Always great time with you on the show. And thanks to all the viewers who watch and support us. I hope that this will be a prominent segment going forward.
I hope so too. I think it will be, man. Great work.
You too. It's always good. Always good being on.
Okay. So see you guys next Friday night, and we'll give you lots more picks. Check out AM on Twitter to get those picks, and you can also check in our Discord. So until then, see you guys later.